Hey there, Brandon here, and welcome to another episode of Stack and Scale. And Happy New Year. I hope everyone had a happy, healthy, safe, fun, relaxing holiday. I know I did. And I hope you enjoyed the content over the holidays. It was a little bit different. We didn't do our traditional AI, walkthrough and breakdown, but what we did do, I think people liked it. We got higher than average clicks and higher than average views. And I know a lot of people put out the, best of and the predictions episodes. And that's what I did. And for good reason too. Again, higher than average performance on those. But if you missed those, so 2 weeks ago, I put out a best of, basically, the top posts from last year, my favorite tools, my favorite resources, that sort of thing. And then last week, I put out predictions. So I asked a bunch of our guests 2 questions. What's your prediction for AI in marketing in 2026? And then what's your best advice for marketers to make the most out of it? And got some great answers back. I put some of my answers in there as well. So if you missed either of those, go check those out. But today, we're back to the regularly scheduled programming. It's another solo episode, so no guest, just me. And I am going to be walking through probably one of my most, my most powerful, my most used AI tools out there, and it is a custom GPT. It's my own Co-CMO. And basically, it's a strategic advisor. It's my thought partner. And it helps me work through everything that I need in marketing. I also have a co-CEO for Stack and Scale here because Stack and Scale, I need to make some business decisions more than just the marketing side of things. But I do have one of these for each of my clients. So as you probably know by now, I'm a fractional and I have a bunch of different clients that I work with, and I upload their context and my role there and everything that the AI needs to know about their business and their context so that I can, again, get some of the best answers, help me think through things strategically so that it's most relevant to those companies. So I'm going to walk you through exactly how I set that up. And I do actually have a PowerPoint, or not a PowerPoint, but a deck that I put together. This is the first time I put a deck together, so tell me if you like this style or not. But okay, I just told you exactly what it is. And again, it's a custom trained executive, an advisor and thought partner that's going to help you work through everything that you need in marketing. And it's going to challenge your assumptions. It's going to help you come up with the best plans, and it knows your ICP and everything across the context of your business. I'm going to show you exactly how to make sure that it has all that context too. And then, of course, I'm going to give you the system prompt, or basically the instructions that you give the custom GPT. But just here's some more examples of it can ask you, or what you can do with it, and what you can ask of it. And of course, really the sky is the limit here, but just to give you some ideas. But let's just dive right in. Let's start building. Let me show you exactly how to set this up. Okay, so if we go to this URL here, it takes us here. If it loads, okay. This is your custom GPTs, or you can get there by going over here and down to explore GPTs. It puts you out at this same spot, and then we're just going to go create a GPT. And if you've created GPTs before, you can skip ahead to the part where I just give you the template that you can modify, input your own variables, and paste in, and all the knowledge documents that I recommend here too. But for those who are new to custom GPTs, it's a pretty easy thing to do. And if you haven't played with these before, I highly encourage you to go play around with these. And it's just great for those tasks that you find repetitive, that you do constantly all the time. Just set up a custom GPT for it and open it up, and you're off and running pretty quick with tackling that specific task. But anyway, there's 2 different ways to do this. You can chat with it and build it with the chat feature here, but we're actually going to go over here to configure, and we're just going to do everything back here. So I'm going to call this my Co-CMO. Description, let's just cheat a little bit here. I'll just steal this description here, and then the custom instructions. So I did, again, put together a whole prompt. So put in your company and then your name, and then some of the other things about you and your business here. So, yeah, do this, fill this in best you can. And even something like this, you could take this and go over to ChatGPT and say, based on what you know about me, I need short 2 to 3 sentences on these following things, but you do have to keep it short because this the system prompt itself is about, let's see, yeah, it's almost 7,500 characters, and the max that you can put in your system instructions here is 8,000. So you don't want, 5 paragraphs for each of these. If you're going to ask ChatGPT to do it, make sure it keeps it tight. But then stage here, you're saving some space by just saying PMF or pre-PMF or whatever it is. Fill in all of these things. And then the rest of it we'll go through real quick. So just the responsibilities of a CMO. And again, if you want to do this for a CEO, you could swap this out pretty easily. You could, again, even just go back to ChatGPT and say, hey, here's a system prompt for a co-CMO. Modify this and give me the template for a co-CEO or CRO, or you get the idea. Anyway, these are the different roles and responsibilities, and then a little bit more about how you want it to act, some governance, and then conversation starters, which I'll show you in just a second. But that's kind of high level what it is. I guess I kind of skipped over this part a little bit, but this is high level your mission and how you want it to operate and how you want it to interact with you. So I filled this out really quickly for stack and scale. So I'm just going to copy this. I'm going to paste this right into the system instructions here, conversation starters. Okay, then we'll go back to, again, here at the bottom. Then we'll just, we still want to keep this in the system. Okay, boom. I still need to put them here. Whoops. And the last one. Oh, why do I keep doing that? Jeez. Okay. Knowledge. So this is your knowledge base. This is everything that is gonna this is all the context that this custom GPT is gonna pull from. And I do have a list of items that I think you really should have in your knowledge base. And some of these you might have already in different documents in different places, but hopefully it's as easy as downloading them and then uploading them right here. But just real quick, your company narrative and your positioning, obviously this is really important. Your ICP and segmentation, just to make sure that everything's directly relevant to your buyers. And here's all the things that you probably would want to include. You don't have to. And the other thing too is you can, if you don't have some of these things, you can input what you do have and then later come back to it, upload your full documentation and everything that you need. Okay, there's your segmentation, there's your funnel and your revenue model, your KPIs and metrics, channel performance, and kind of just, all your changes in the historical performance of those so that it knows what's good and what's not. Your pricing and packaging, so that, it really knows how you're monetizing and your business model there. And then, of course, sales enablement. And this just make sure, you're really aligned with sales and prioritizing things that are going to convert. So once you get all of those things, you just go to upload files. I already have all of these uploaded all in one folder. I'm just going to hit enter. It's going to upload all of these. And then here we can say, we can have a recommended model. I'm just for now going to keep that as the default. And then you can say, you can give it other capabilities like web search or Canvas. I use Canvas all the time. When I'm interacting with ChatGPT, and then we get to a final product, I'm always like, okay, now put this into a ChatGPT canvas. So I always like to keep that on image generation and code interpreter. I'm not technical enough to ever use this, so that's not really relevant to me. My guess is it's probably not going to be relevant to a lot of marketers out there anyway, too. And then from there, all we have to do is go hit create. And then, of course, you can share it with anyone. You can put it in the store. But for now, I'm just going to keep it just with me. Oh, actually, one other thing. Okay, one other thing is we can upload an image. Or we can go back over here. File image for this GPT. And then, of course, he uses the DALL-E image generation model and come up with something. Usually what it comes up with is pretty bad, but whatever, it doesn't really matter that much. Or you go to Nano Banana and create one. Yeah, why does it come up with an owl? I have no idea, but whatever. We'll use it for now. And then, yeah, let's just update this. And then now we have, again, those conversation starters, some of the tasks that we wanted to do, or we could just go ahead and prompt it. I need your help coming up with some, Q1 campaign, also top funnel campaign ideas. And then I always do this and ask me all the questions that you need in order to get the full context to execute this prompt. I always have this. I always pretty much put that in part of my prompt, and then give me a list of ideas. And then, of course, it'll do its thing. It'll go through. And then, again, as you are playing with this, it's never going to be perfect the first time around. So what you're going to need to do is play with it, tweak it, refine it. And then all you need to do that is go back up here. And then there's two different ways to do it. You can edit it over here and say anything like, every time I ask you this, make sure you do that, or anything like that. Just edit to make the outcome or output what you want it to be. Or you can come back over to the instructions here and then put that in the instructions. And then hopefully it will so that the challenge with this I've found, whereas if I go over to the instructions itself and I type in the instructions, it's a lot less, okay, let me try it again. And then, oh, it didn't work. Let me ask it a different way. It's usually pretty good if I just go straight to the instructions. And then again, if I scroll down, I can comments. I want to, maybe I updated this one. I can delete that and then re-upload that one here so that I have the latest that it's working off of. So let's see, what else is there to know? Oh, I did put together a few other things. Free users can use custom GPTs, but there are some limits. Plus, team and enterprise users can create and share with or team and enterprise can share with others. And then in the team and enterprise, the admins can actually manage all of the custom GPTs. And let's see, creators of GPT cannot. Okay, yeah. So that's the other thing is if you share this with someone, you can't view their conversations. And then custom GPT. So again, the instructions here, it is limited to 8,000 words. 8,000 characters. And then your knowledge base over here is limited to 20 documents. I don't know why you would need more than 20 documents, but you're limited to 20 documents here. And again, the more context you can share with it, the better. And the other thing that I've noticed too is don't put everything all into one document. It's actually better to split it up into the separate things. So instead of just a full operating document that has everything in here in different sections, just put them into different documents and smaller, chunk it out and make it very explicit to the system, what it is and what it's looking, what you are asking it to look for. If that made sense. Okay. Anyway, let's see what else. I guess the other thing to really know is, I wouldn't put any real sensitive documents in here, right? Like your company financials, any customer, PII, anything like that. You don't want to put that in here, because it can be trained on or I guess depending on, again, the model that you're on, it can be trained on your conversations, and it can even be trained on the documents that you upload to the knowledge base. So you do have to be careful about the documents that you are uploading, that it doesn't have any sensitive information that you wouldn't want public. You wouldn't be embarrassed, or you wouldn't feel bad about it getting out there. So that might change a little bit on some of your KPIs and your metrics and channel performance, that sort of thing. I mean, I'm pretty open and honest with everything that I do in my business, and most of my clients are, but some of them are really sensitive to that sort of thing and don't want to share any of that. So if, I think a good rule of thumb is, if any of that stuff got out, how would you feel about that? And maybe not, just limiting your risk here. Don't put that into some of your into any of your documents or any of your chats that you have with your custom GPTs here, or not even your custom with ChatGPT in general, any of the models out there. Okay, hope that was helpful. If you use this, let me know what you think. And again, it'll be a little bit of playing with things. I know that was a lot that I asked you to upload, but again, hopefully you have a lot of these documents already that you can just download and make a few tweaks to, and then upload. But don't let all of this scare you. I think just getting something out there, getting up and running with this, you're going to find a lot of benefit. And you'll find, like me, you're using it all the time. All right, that's it for this episode. I hope that was helpful. And I will see you in the next episode. Cheers.